Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Jam Happy Hour. And this is one of our last Jam Happy Hours for the summer, if not the last one. So hopefully you have something poured up, nice and chilled in your glass, and just be excited because we have an hour of awesome music in store for you. And I'm very excited to introduce today's featured Jam Happy Hour artist. We've got Thunderstorm Artis. How we doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, thank you. I'm liking the background color you've got going on here.
I've heard it matches you guys' label, just almost.
Yeah, my background isn't full yellow, but it's like the same exact color. It's awesome. Where are you tuned in from today?
I'm tuned in from North Plain, Oregon, so it's just outside of Beaverton.
Yes, and you're going to be coming down to Northern California pretty soon here, it sounds like.
Yes, I am. I was just actually in the area, in like Saratoga area. I played a show out there, actually opening for Train. But I'm coming down to do my own very show in Mill Valley at the Sweetwater Music Hall. Super, super excited, man. October 27th, it's going to be dope.
That is so exciting. Well, hopefully you can maybe swing over by the Wine and Music Studio and come check us out and say hello.
That'd
Love
be
to
really
see
sweet.
you.
We'll have to do it. Well, I'm loving, me and my wife are loving the wine you guys sent us.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so how about we just get into the first song and then we can chat some more afterwards.
Let's do it. This first song I'm going to play for you guys is called Sedona. It's an original song of mine. I'm going to play a couple originals and a couple covers for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoy it. This song goes a little like this. All my bags are packed, I've gotta go. Find myself on some far back road. But I know you won't be missing me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, I wanna lose myself on the mountain range. Nothing to quench my thirst but the pouring rain. But I know you won't be missing me when I'm gone. When I'm gone. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Only you. Only you. Mother bows her head to pray at night. Lord, she's praying she can make it right. You know she hates it when I fight on my own, on my own. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. And oh, Sedona. I'm coming home. Coming home. Home to you. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Woo! Thank you so much. Hope everyone is just enjoying themselves. This is just great to be able to connect with all these different artists, such as yourself. Like, such a great original song. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
we've got Sue in the comments saying Hawaii proud. I know that's
Woo woo.
such a beautiful tribute to Hawaii through the lyrics and just the really just almost romantic melody and the instrumentals and that guitar. It's just awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Have you ever done a version of that with a ukulele? I feel like that would be kind of cool.
That would be really cool. I haven't. I have not done a version of that with the ukulele. And this song, Sedona, was heavily influenced by growing up in Hawaii. Like, I wrote this song without ever going to Sedona at first. And I was writing about the feeling that I get. Like, in Hawaii, a lot of people fall in love with the beaches, but I fell in love with the mountains and just escaping and just being out there with just me and nature. And so that's what a lot of this song is embodying. It's about just being away from the world and just finding peace up in the mountains. And so it's heavily influenced by my journey in Hawaii and growing up there, man. I miss it. I can't wait to go back. Hopefully things get a little bit better in Hawaii.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to all of you that are watching. If you're from Hawaii, Oahu, wherever you're at, just let us know. Love to see where everyone's tuned in from. And I think it's cool. Like, I know one of your main messages in terms of your music that you want to get across to people, you want to, like, touch people's souls and like evoke emotion through the lyrics and like find that connection. But I feel like you also kind of showcased the way that you have a connection with music through that song, which I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. What a great observation, Zane.
Did you, I know you performed it during, was it the finale performances on The Voice?
Correct. That's when I wrote the song. I actually wrote it in the hotel during my time on The Voice, when I was just missing home and just allowing myself to just feel all sorts of emotions. And but yeah, it was the first time ever on The Voice that they allowed the contestants to be able to do original songs. And so that was my original song that they were like, they loved it. And they were like, we would love it if you shared it on the show.
That's so cool. Did you like get to work with it with someone from One Republic, I want to say?
Yes. Oh, you
so
feel versed in your research.
How did that happen?
It was really cool. So The Voice actually partnered with another NBC show called Songland, and Ryan Tedder, the lead singer of One Republic, he was one of the coaches on that show. And so we got to partner with a couple of the guys, and he was the guy that I got to work with, and such a sweet human being, just an amazing guy. And so we got to talk about the song and got to talk about the influences behind it and whatnot. Ironically, I thought he was going to take the song and do a bunch of different things with it, but he was like, man, I love what you did with the song so much that I'm just going to add some piano and some cello and we'll call it a day. And I was like, dude, that's dope. So it meant a lot for someone like him to, I don't know, appreciate my songwriting and say that he enjoyed it.
Now, like, when that was all happening, was that before, because wasn't it like halfway through your season, the 18th season, that like the pandemic started and then you had to start doing it from home and like do all the lights and all of that? Like, how the heck?
Lights, camera, action. It was a hilarious time. It was difficult, it was beautiful, it was fun, it was not fun. I mean, it was everything you could think about at the same time. Yeah, our entire live round of The Voice was all done remote from home. So we literally got, I don't know if you watched the season, we literally got suitcases and cases sent to us full with all the gear. And every day was like Christmas. FedEx and UPS were showing up with truckloads of stuff that were just for me to set up, to try on. I mean, they sent me a bunch of different outfits, but they sent me 48 different suits. And each ones I had to wear and take pictures in and then send it back so they can let me know what I was going to wear and all those kind of things. And it was a lot of work that we had to cram in like just a couple weeks. And it was really cool. And my wife now, but at the time we were fiancés, it was just me and her in a house, and we had to put everything together. I mean, you want to learn about a relationship and how to work underneath all the stress, man, that's 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, you guys like just had started living together, right? And then it's like, and you can't leave now. You're stuck in this home with this person.
Yeah, man, because we got engaged about like 2 to 3 months after meeting each other, and then she moved halfway across the world back to Australia, and we got engaged actually in Australia. I flew over there, spent 5 weeks to get to know her and her family some more. So it was like pretty much, she just jumped on a leap of faith, caught the last flight out of Australia before the borders closed to come to America and live with me. And I mean, I was just like amazed that she would, think that I was worth it. And then she came down, so I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's try to, work everything out. And then like the Voice round, we got moved up. And so a lot of things just happened, but it was just, she just, just doubled down and was just with me throughout the whole thing. And I knew deep inside, I was like, man, this is the person I want to spend my whole life with.
Wow. Faith really had faith in the whole situation.
She did.
Shout out to you, Faith, if you're watching, wherever you're at. Okay, so really stoked to hear what else you have in store for us. So if you want to just take it away with another one,
Yeah,
we get to chatting after.
I'll keep it in this little easy listening mood just for a little bit longer. I'm actually going to play a song that I wrote about my wife. This song's called Color Me in Gold, and it goes like this. Color me in gold and watch me run along these fields you made for me. Oh, and I will dance with my crazy heart, bringing light to the world that once was dark. Oh, and will you still wait for me after all you sing? Won't you let me know? And will you still tell me, dear, if this is what you want? Won't you let me know? And we'll tell stories of what we found. We found love out here on solid ground. Oh, this someday I'll hold your hand. You would be my wife, I'll be your man. Oh, 'cause you're everything I want, you're everything I need. Oh, 'cause you're the light inside the dark, the fire in my heart. Oh, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. Oh, you're the light inside the dark, the fire in my heart. Oh, so color me in gold and watch me run along these fields you made for me. Oh, 'cause you're everything I want, you're everything I need. Oh, you're the light inside the dark, the fire in my heart. Oh, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. Oh, you're the light inside the dark, the fire in my heart. Oh, this song's called Color Me in Gold. Hope you enjoyed it.
Woo! Thank you. That's a beautiful song. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Sam.
Julian also says, I want somebody, what did she say? I want somebody to write a song about me like this. Beautiful song. That's very
Aw.
sweet.
That is very sweet.
Okay, so Color Me Gold, did you do like, was it the Tiny Deck session that you did with that song? I
did, yes.
So how was that? It looked like it must have been a lot of fun.
Oh man, it was a lot of fun. I believe, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken, that was during the Sister Folk Festival. I'm actually about to go up and do the Sister Folk Festival again at the first weekend of October, and super excited. Such an amazing group of people to get together and make that festival happen, and the Tiny Deck was related to that. And so, yeah, man, it was really fun to write that song, really fun to perform that song, and it was just like, originally when I first wrote the song, it was like about like what I wanted to sing about my future wife and just what she did, and then usually Faith sings it with me. And it's really a lot of fun. It's such a special experience because she sings as well. We both sing in church. I'm actually, right after I finish this, I'm going to my church. We have a church service tonight, and me and her will both be leading worship there, and doing a song that actually I wrote with my church. And so super excited just about the whole journey and be able to do life with someone like her. It's so amazing. And I think that's the most beautiful thing you can look for in life is to find someone that you can do life with.
So cool. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I think everyone's aspiration is to like find that person that like doesn't judge you, just like makes you a better person all around and is there for the ride with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of your siblings, I know you have many siblings, so I don't even know, when people have as many siblings as you do, I'm like, how do you even remember all of their names or like remember, to text all of them back, or it must be overwhelming. But one of your siblings, isn't their name Praise Jesus?
Yeah, her name is Praise Jesus Christian Artis, and she's an amazing visual artist, amazing singer, amazing pianist. She still lives in Hawaii, and she's so awesome. She's my older sister, but I call her my little sister because she's shorter than me. But yeah, man, growing up in a big family of 11 kids is a blast. The best way to say it is we experience a lot of life really quick, just because of all the things we're going through. If you know a little bit of my story, then you kind of know, like, my upbringing and stuff. We went from having it all, my parents both being super successful in the music industry, to having nothing and, living out of a bus in Hawaii at a point. And then we built up a shop from the ground up. And then my parents, they taught us music, they taught us life, they taught us about God, they taught us just about how to be good people. And because of that, we learned at a very early age that family is so important. And so that's how I know all my siblings. We talk to each other almost every single day. I play video games with probably 4 of my brothers, like a couple times out the week. My wife doesn't like that I play video games so much, but we're finding the balance in that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, just family is important. That's a part of life that you don't get to choose, but you are blessed with them, and those are your people, for better or worse.
Yeah. And, I was looking into Todd, who you, I'm sure, well, I guess virtually, but worked alongside during The Voice, and he eventually claimed the title as winner, but he has a very similar sort of setup, family of, I think, 8 people, and he's big into religion and very family-oriented, and I'm sure you guys bonded. I know he had really nice things to say about you in some of his interviews, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, man, Todd is such a special human being. We were good friends throughout the whole show. We're still good friends till today. I played a couple shows with him after the show. I've gone to visit them, and they recently moved over towards Nashville, Tennessee, and it's been a pleasure just to get to know him and his wife, Brooke. They're amazing people. Whether I feel like we were on The Voice or we just met in person, he's just a person that I would get along with.
Yeah. Like, I think he literally said, like, wait, I'm sorry, how did Thunderstorm not win? Like, me? Why? Seems very humble, so that must have been really cool.
He's a humble human being, man, and he deserved that, man. He's such a talented person as well, and his life journey and his story, man, is something that I resonated with, and I think he deserved and needed to win a lot more than I did.
Well, that's really nice of you. I'm curious, like, because I know, did you get, I think Nick Jonas, like, snatched you up, but originally you were with John Legend?
I was with John Legend. Fun fact, too, about 3 days ago, John Legend was actually in Seattle, and he asked me and another one of the contestants, Sam Fiscum, to come up. And we went and did a show with him and did a couple songs. Did a song with him that was a lot of fun, and just to see him again after the show was really special. He's an amazing human being. It was amazing to start the show on his team, and then I moved over to Nick Jonas, and I'm gonna be honest, some people are gonna hate me for this. I wasn't a Jonas Brothers fan until after I got to meet Nick. And he was just a wholesome human being, and like I enjoyed our conversations. I enjoyed getting to know him. He was so humble, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm a fan. I'm a fan for life now.
Yes, you gotta. If you haven't watched it already, you gotta check out. I forget what it's called, but it's the Jonas Brothers like documentary. And I used to be a big Joe Bros fan. I had like a poster of Nick in my bedroom on my wall, like taped up back in the day. But it's really interesting because there's a lot of stuff and so much old footage, like from the 90s and early 2000s, and them growing up. And they were very big into, or their father was a pastor.
Yep.
And they lived, right next to that church. And I didn't really even know all of that. And just that sort of upbringing and seeing everything transpire in that sort of way was really, really cool. So if you haven't checked that out, you should.
No, I'm gonna go check it out. I haven't watched the documentary just yet, but
that's really good.
Yeah, but I followed the journey for a long time. Growing up, being a family band, growing up and watching another family do it, like the Jonas Brothers. I was like, man, that's really special. That's really cool. And then of course, my sisters and my younger brothers are huge fans of Camp Rock 1 and 2, so we watched a lot of that.
Yes. Oh my God, Camp Rock. That would be cute if you and your siblings had a band and it was like the RT Sibs or something like that, like the RT Siblings.
Yeah, so for the longest, you can go on YouTube and find some funny videos of me. If you look up Ron Artis Family Band, you can see me and my whole tribe just up there making music, man. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of stuff all over YouTube.
So cool. Well, to everyone who's watching, thank you for joining us for Jam Happy Hour, Thirsty Thursday edition with Thunderstorm Artis. And if you want to check out, like he said, YouTube, but then also there's a cool, there's a bunch of cool stuff on the site, which is just thunderstormartis.com, but there's a newsletter. So if you want to stay posted on all of his latest drops and everything related to his music, you can subscribe with email with the newsletter. And then there's some cool merch. I think it's, is it thunderstormartis.manheadmerch.com?
Yeah, but you can find the link to all of that through my website, so it'll be a lot easier for you. That or just my Instagram. I post a lot of stuff daily, weekly on my Instagram. You can just go on there. If you go on my website, there's links to all the touring, there's links to all the merching, and so it's really easy, and it's pretty easy to find me. I mean, it's just me and the weather battling at this point.
All right. And before we get into some more music, if you need to replenish your wine supply, those of you watching at home, then venture on over to jamcellars.com/buy. We've got a variety of ways that you can access our products, our easy to love stuff, such as our butter. And he is just perfectly matching the butter yellow color. Color me butter yellow. We might have to sponsor you if you do a butter yellow version of Color Me Gold.
Let's do it.
What do you say? How do you feel about doing a couple songs back to back?
Oh, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Perfect. All right. Cheers.
Tell me now what to do and what to say. Looking out, living lost to all afraid. Scared to find a reason deep inside that I can call my own. And people say the grass is greener on the other side, but I know the world will surely feed you lies. Just to get what the one deep inside your heart and mind. But late inside the night I sit alone looking out upon a summer sky. In my cold and darkened little room, singing out a simple lullaby. But won't you take my hand, help me understand? Was it the goal, was it the say? 'Cause life is not a game that you played, not a simple song that you sing alone. Not a simple song that you sing alone. Oh, and mama says, son, won't you stop and take it slow? She said, there's some more to life that you have yet to know. And you don't have to go chasing after stars, leaving your heart just covered with scars. She said, life is not a game that you played alone. And just like an angel found out from heaven, I kept on searching for a way to get back home. To get back home again. Oh, Joe constantly, I sit alone and cast a blame upon a generation. Divided nations, never looking back for a reason to sit alone. My simply procrastination. Can we take the time to spit truth into the ones in need, not for ones in greed, to plant a seed and watch them go into a tree and bearing fruit for simply just you and me? Life is more than that, it's more to try. Looking back at what I had to sing. Take the songs that I wrote aloud. Take the days that we had to bring. And people say that life is just a game. Tell me now that what we meant to play. But take the time to really battle, pray to look back upon the life and has to change. But just tell me now what is left to say. Cause darling, lately I've been living life afraid. But taken by the hand, it won't be down, that's for the life that I made it fit. But just like an angel, I found out from heaven, I kept on searching for where to get back home. Song's called Just Like an Angel, man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you did. I'm gonna do this song here. This is a song I really enjoy. I hope you guys do as well. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religions too. Imagine all the people living for today's you. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. But I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no hunger. I wonder if you care. No greed, no hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people living for today's you. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. But I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. It's a little bit of Beatles for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that one.
Woo! Shout out to Thunderstorm Artis. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, thank you.
I mean, okay, so Just Like an Angel followed by Imagine, like perfect back-to-back assortment of songs. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to be honest, I was like not expecting with Just Like an Angel for those like interludes. I don't know, like would you kind of call that a patter song? Like I think patter songs are like where you have the fast like verbiage versus like singing the words in between the different chunks of the song. But I whatever it's called,
Like rapping in the middle of the song.
yeah. But like what? That was so cool. You're like so cool, calm and collected, and then you just busted that out, and it was so cool. I'm honestly.
I like to surprise people sometimes at my concerts because it's like I play a plethora of different styles of music and also instruments. Like growing up in a big family, I learned to play a lot of different instruments, and I actually rapped before I sang, and so I was gonna just try to pursue that route, and then I just got inspired by a lot of the artists that I was listening to at the time to write more melodic music. But yeah, Just Like an Angel is one of the couple songs that I've written that has a little bit of rap in it, and so at shows and stuff, I'll throw it somewhere in the middle of the set. But I thought you guys might enjoy it, so I was like, oh, let me just do it.
I love it. And then like leading into Imagine after, the angelic sort of references and then, the heaven references in Imagine, I think that was perfect. So cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, John Lennon's questions through that song, man, it's a good one. It's like a lot of people in my faith are kind of like, oh, that can be a taboo song sometimes from some of the things that he posts, but I think it's a great one, and I think it's important to ask these questions and just ask like how we would view life differently if a lot of these things didn't exist, like how we would live for today. And it's always good to look for different perspectives.
Absolutely. And with that being said, also, so Imagine, the iconic album that, was released by John Lennon 50 years ago, that was the anniversary like a week ago, the 50 year. So
wow.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Dude, y'all sleeping on Sam, man. This lady is like informed, bro. She's got it.
Oh, stop. I'm blushing. But okay, I wanted to ask you about your father, Ron, because such an icon, and I know that, you've been without him for a while now, and I know that's difficult. I lost my mom at 14, so I know how weird it can be to have that happen at a young age. But I mean, I'm sure in the amount of time that you had him here with the On Earth, like, taught you so much, and he did some cool stuff. If you want to talk about him a little. Yeah,
man. Man, that's crazy. You lost your mom at 14. I lost my dad at 13, a couple weeks before my 14th birthday. But yeah, man, he was a great man, like a strong man. Taught me a lot about life. Taught me a lot about my faith, about my religion, and like the difference of faith and religion. And just, he just really set the example. My dad was like, don't just do as I say, do as I do. So whatever restrictions or things he asked us not to do as people,
my mom used to say that same thing. That's so weird.
Man, it sounds like they're both really good people, man. My dad comes from a background of not that. He grew up in a family that was really rough. He grew up in a family that was really separated, and he just wanted something better for his kids and his wife. Yeah. And he created that. He grew us up in an environment that was so special. And so, I mean, he left behind his journey in the music industry. My dad worked with Michael Jackson, with Stevie Wonder, the group Shalimar. He worked in Motown. He was living in LA. He was like living the dream, living in Beverly Hills, had a gallery there, painted Axl Rose, like a bunch of people. Like, my dad was like insane. And him and my mom, they decided to move to Hawaii and just and raise us surrounded by the beautiful people of Hawaii. And they taught us so much about the quality and the importance of life and love and family. And those are the lessons that I'll never lose. And I think if it wasn't, even though, being 13, losing your dad, that's a very transitional period of life where you're learning what it means to be a man. And I was so thankful that he set such a strong example of what that looked like.
Yes. Now, does it trip you out ever that, like, just thinking about the amount of times he probably mentioned the word faith to you growing up, and like you later married someone named Faith? Like, in a way, it's almost kind of cool. It's like he did kind of get to meet the person you ended up with, just the way
in a way, man. Yeah. I know he'd be happy for the man, or I hope that he would be happy for the man that I've become from all the lessons that he has taught me, man. I've tried my best to, he would always say, I don't want you to be me when you grow up. I want you to be better than me. Like, I want you to push to do more than what I could do. Like, I want you to mend the bridges in my life that I burnt, like, and things like that. he was a man of many metaphors and things like that. And we called him Mr. Miyagi because he always had these really cool sayings that the older you grow in life, the more meaning they begin to have. And so I think that was a really good thing about just growing up in the household that I did. You know, we experienced so much hardship, but at the same time, there was just the beauty and the simplicity of life around us.
Yeah, and he is proud, and everyone who's watching is just so proud of the person that you've become, and like you've gifted us with music, which is one of the most amazing things, and like just universal like languages of love that can transcend so much, including the craziness that's been the past year and a half.
This is true. I mean, this is true. I mean, music is something so important. I think it unifies an entire world that's really separated and lost it sometimes.
Yeah. And with that being said, if you're watching right now, wherever you're tuned in from, first of all, let us know where you're watching from, because it's so cool. We have this like amazing way to just connect with people all over the world, the country. And even though at times, the energy isn't the same as having the live in-person concert setting, it's so cool. We have these opportunities to connect with people in different time zones. So we love seeing who's watching from where. Let us know. And if everyone can just raise a glass if you're sipping on something, because this is awesome. Thank you so much. Thunderstorm Artis, everybody. Woo! And the crowd goes wild. All right, you ready for another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and a cotton inside. Your daddy's rich and your mother's good looking. So hush, little baby, and don't you cry, 'cause one of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, oh, and spread your wings, oh, and take to the sky. No, 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 no. So high, little baby, and so you cry. No, 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 no. Don't you cry. A little bit of Summertime, man. That was a song my mom used to sing all the time.
Woo! That was awesome. I love your like spins on all these different covers and songs, and just like your style is so unique. It's so awesome to watch. Thank you.
Thank you. No, man, my pops always said, man, if anyone wants to hear the song, they want to hear it the original way, they're going to put a record on. So it's like if you're going to cover any song, just put your own heart into it. And so I try to do whenever I cover a song.
It's awesome.
Keeps it interesting.
Now, okay, so speaking of babies, so for each one of you that your parents had, how did they come up with all the different names? Because there's like, I think one of your siblings is Victor,
Yeah.
So there's like kind of a little pattern, but I'm just curious, like, did they ever explain the reasoning behind like everyone's name?
Yeah, pretty much, kind of, in a way, like that I can remember. So the eldest is Stefani. She's named after pretty much my dad's middle name, which is Ron Stefan Artis, and so it's spelled with a PH, like Stephanie. And so the first daughter, the name was Stefani. And then the second child is Ron. He's named after my dad, so Ron Artis II, who he's also an amazing, talented artist. I was actually just hanging out with him and his daughters a couple minutes ago. And then there's Victor. He's named technically after my mom. My mom's name is Victoria, so he's named after my mom. So it's kind of like the three first ones are kind of named after my parents and paying homage to them.
That's
and
cool.
Then the fourth one, his name is Stevan, spelled with a V. In reason he has the S-T-E from Stefani, the V from Victor, the on from Ron. So pretty much. And then they're like, let's get interesting. And so that's when Precious Christian Artis came into the page, and she got her name for various reasons. One of them that I can remember, it was kind of like the joking story, was that my parents really wanted to homeschool all of us, and the schools wanted nothing to do with Christianity or with God. Like, you couldn't say Jesus or you couldn't say God. And my dad was like, well, kids can walk around with curse words on their shirts and say whatever they want to say. I don't see why they can't talk about God and the separation of church and state kind of thing. And so he named his daughter Precious Christian Artis. He was like, if you want to have her in school, then you have to call her by her name. And they didn't want to do that. So that's how the name came about. And then there's Spirit Analani. She was the first one born in Hawaii. She has the first Hawaiian name, and it's just it's called the Holy Spirit in the Heavenly Land is what her middle name means in Hawaiian, Ainalani. And then there's me, Thunderstorm Artis. My parents thought they were going to have twins. My dad wanted two crazy boys. He was going to name one Thunder and one Storm. But it was just me, and I was a fat baby. So they say, I guess God put them both in one. And that's how I got my name.
That is so cool. Oh my God.
And then it kind of just goes on from there. It's Martis. He's named after our last name, Artis, with the M on the front. And then there's Kailua, named after the town I grew up in. And American, because my grandfather was a survivor in the Pentagon on 9/11, and his due date was 9/11, so we named him American out of remembrance. And the last one is Artis. Her name is Artis Artis. She's a settled family argument. East Coast says Artis, West Coast says Artis, and that's how she got her last name.
Oh.
But with that, before my camera here dies, I got one more song for you guys, if that's okay.
Yes. Let's
So I'm
do
going to play
it.
for you guys the song that actually got me on The Voice. The song is called Blackbird. It's written by the Beatles, and such a powerful message if you look up what the song was written about. I didn't know that when I first went into it, and I was just such an honor to be able to perform it on a stage. And yeah, it goes all like this. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Woo!
Blackbird singing in a dead off night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. And all your life you were only waiting for a small moment to rise. And blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the cold dark night. Blackbird singing in a dead off night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. And all your life say you were only waiting for this moment to be free. And blackbird fly, blackbird fly, that's it all to life. of the cold, cold, dark night. Hello, Little Blackbird. Thank you all so much. My name is Thunderstorm Artis. You can follow me on the Instagram, check out my website and whatnot. And if you live in California, Northern California, I'm coming your way at the end of next month. So super excited.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure getting to host you, and I hope we get to hang out when you come in October to California. Shout out to you. Thunderstorm Artis, everybody. Check them out. The links are posted throughout the comments, and get on safely to church and tell Faith I send my love.
Oh, thank you, Sam. I will. You take care of yourself.
Cheers. You too.